been a while, guys. It's been a while. I'm super pumped. Yeah, friends, it's been a while, and I'm really sorry for that because it's been 2 months, I think, that I disappeared like nothing. These last 2 months were extremely tough and busy for me because I left my full-time job, if you didn't know, and I was super sad for that because I just wanted to talk with you, to interact with you. But today I'm back with a new video, and a video that you were waiting for eternities because it's the following part of the asymmetrically balanced designs. We are going to deconstruct some of the best websites that you can find on the internet with asymmetrical compositions, and we're gonna see why they work, how can you achieve the same result, and maybe some of the most common mistakes that designers make when they create asymmetrically balanced compositions. Let's jump right into the website. First website that we're going to check is sturdy.co, and you can find this website on the awards platform, or I will leave you the link in the description down below. And as soon as we land on the page, we can already see that we have an asymmetrically balanced design and composition because we have an extremely big bold title on top of the page and some text and call to actions at the bottom. Now, if we didn't have the background video, which is blowing me away, but this video is super distracting. I can't look at you while this video is playing. I was saying that if it wasn't for the background video, the composition would feel completely off and unbalanced. The main actions that is in the center and all the subjects are in the middle of the screen. Let's recreate this scenario really fast in Figma, and let's change the position of the elements to see what happens. Now in Figma we have the same scenario that we have in the website, and let's try to move, for example, the big bold title on the bottom. And as you can see, even if we had some call to actions at the top, so let's say that we add maybe a navbar at the top of the screen, as soon as you see this design, you can already feel that it is unbalanced and off because we have too many elements and too much visual weight on the bottom of the page. So it's important to understand the visual weight of the elements, of each element of your composition, and to move them accordingly and to see what works and what doesn't. So the first times that you move some things into your compositions, it's okay to create something unbalanced, to create a composition that doesn't work. To achieve asymmetrically balanced designs, you just need to try over and over and over different compositions, different elements positions, etc. Let's try another way and place an image on top of the title, and let's see what happens to the composition. Just take the image, move it in the frame, and just resize. It doesn't matter if it works and you can see the subject or not, it doesn't matter right now. But as you can see, even if you removed some of the call to actions that we've added for the navbar, you can feel that this composition is actually balanced, and you can also see that the height of the image is less than the height of the composition below the image, and that proves you that the size of an element alone doesn't mean anything. You need to always think about the size, scale, and the visual weight of the element to create a composition that works and that doesn't feel off. The next section that I want to deconstruct with you is the footer of this website, funny enough, because all the modern websites don't have beautiful, crazy footers, but this one is extremely interesting, even if it's super minimal, it doesn't have that much. And now looking at this one, you might be saying, well, it's extremely simple, I could do it by myself. But here a lot of designers don't think about some details that add and that balance the actual composition, because it's not the small titles or call to actions that balance this design, but are the details, for example the square, that allows you to balance this design. Back into Figma, let's say that I want to remove this square right here, and you can see right away that this unbalanced the composition towards the right side, because we have this blank rectangle that doesn't add anything to the composition, it's too empty and it doesn't work. It's freaking crazy, but it's true. As small elements, as super small elements can add a lot to the composition, can have a huge impact to the design. Let's also try to remove the plus icon. It's not a cross, but it's a plus, and as you you can see, the composition still works, but it's too empty in the middle. It feels like it's lacking details, which is really important in minimal design, because a lot of designers remove elements because they think that they are doing great for minimal design, but they lack details, and that's an important and that's crucial part if you want to create minimal designs that feels professional. Again, as simple as a small symbol can have a huge impact in your composition, so you need to think about everything. And that's why minimal design and asymmetrical compositions are extremely difficult to create. Let's go with the next section. And by the way, if we scroll just a tiny bit up, we have this small section. It's the same concept, but I just want to show you how again this works. So basically we are going to remove this little square again like that, and as you can see, just by removing this little square, everything is completely off just looking at the design. So guys, be mindful of where you place the content. Next section, more complex but same concept, and let's try to see what happens if we move elements around. Basically, we have a big bold text on the bottom right of the website with this image that also creates interest in the user experience, because the user sees it and wants to scroll down just to see more of the content. This big bold text is balanced by the entire content and the entire composition that we have at the top of the page, with all these credits, tags, press, etc., all these call to actions. Now, if you pay attention, you can also see the grid system that the designer used for this design and this composition, and it's really important because it creates harmony in the design. Another thing, there is a reason why the designer wanted to put this small amount of text on the left side of the page, basically because our eye and our brain sees this side of the page as a single composition. Sorry for my sketching skills, but it's just to let you understand. Let's also remove the big bold title, and you are going to see that nothing will change because our brain still see the composition as one single rectangle of content, here, here, and here. So this side needs to be balanced, and for that we just need to add some small amount of text on the opposite side. So another rule, if you will, is that our brain doesn't see the content in the way that we might think. This concept is called proximity, and it's just a fancy word to say that you need to be mindful of the distance between the elements. A practical example is just by creating two rectangles on a canvas, and as you can see, with these two elements we are visually creating a bigger rectangle, single bigger rectangle. But if we move one on one side of the page and one on the other one, we just have two separate rectangles. It's a simple example, but that allows you to really understand what is happening with the elements and the position of the elements. Next website, boys. This is a super nice website that recently won a Site of the Day in the awards platform, and it's extremely well designed, especially for the design standards of this industry. Let's take a screenshot and again move into Figma and work on the composition. Same concept of the previous composition, yet another type of balancing things. I've previously mentioned that you need to be careful about the visual weight of the elements that you put in your designs, and videos and images are the most visually heavy elements that you can add. So that translates to the fact that you need to use more elements to balance these things. A proof of that is that the designer decided to put a small image on the left side of the page, yet he wanted to balance it with a lot of content, and it works. He wanted to balance the entire image with a lot of text on the opposite side, with this call to action, these details, and all these visual elements. So because the images are very visually heavy, keep in mind to balance them with multiple elements on the opposite side of the image. One last thing that I want to consider in this design is that we can see the proximity principle perfectly applied, because we can see at the bottom all these elements create a bigger rectangle, a bigger composition that is completely balanced by the huge logo that we have at the top with this title. Not just a title placed in the middle of the screen, but mindfully placed on the top, just to create a bigger composition at the top that balance out to the bottom of the page. So friends, as you can see, there's not a lot of theory behind composition designs, asymmetry and grid systems. To achieve good results, it's a matter of reapplying the same concepts every single day to train your eyes and brain to see the changes that you want to make, and what happens if you move one element to one side of the page or another. You just need to train yourself. So the takeaway of this video is just put in the work and try everything, guys. Try things, don't be scared about ruining a composition, duplicate and copy other designers' works, and move things around to see what works and what doesn't. So it's gonna be a short video because it's the first one that I do in a while. I'm super pumped and super happy and I wanna create other videos, but right now I'm extremely tired, so I'm gonna end it right now. I hope you found this video helpful and that you've learned something, at least in this small tutorial I've showed you how can you deconstruct websites to learn something. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more videos about that topic, if you want to dive more deeply into it, and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.